Right off the bat, let me just be fully honest and transparent with you. I don't know the first thing about Dragon Ball. Sometimes I'll just get assigned a video and I didn't bother telling anyone that I'm definitely not qualified to make this one. But let's just keep that a secret between us, shall we? I promise, I'll do my absolute best to, explain the hair colors and power levels of Dragon Ball. And you guys do me a favor and don't tell anyone at ScreenRant about this, okay? Don't even bring it up in the comments section below. Somebody might read it who I don't want reading it. Instead, why don't you just comment something like, this video taught me so much? Or, this host is awesome and knows about Dragon Ball. That should really throw them off the scent. That would be really great. Thank you. I'm trusting you guys on this one. Okay, so I watched a couple episodes of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z to try and make sense of all of this, but I quickly realized that I'm in way over my head. There's just so much. I mean, there's Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Z, Kai, Dragon Ball Super, and they're still making new episodes of Super Dragon Ball Heroes or something like that. There's nearly 1,000 episodes to catch up on, almost 20 movies, and a total of 148 video games to cover. That's a lot, you guys. And that isn't even including the 519 chapters of the Dragon Ball manga that all of this comes from. Dragon Ball Z, which seems to be the most popular of this whole franchise, is about this dude named Goku, and he's got this little boy, Gohan. I think that's how it's pronounced. Some alien creep named Raditz, I don't know. He shows up and he tells Goku that they're long-lost brothers and that they're both members of a near-extinct alien race of warriors called Saiyans. Apparently, Goku was sent to Earth on some kind of BS world domination mission, but he suffered a brain injury and forgot his entire background and purpose. Goku denies all of that mumbo-jumbo, so his overbearing brother kidnaps his son. Goku then teams up with his frenemy Piccolo to get Gohan back, but ends up sacrificing himself in the process. In the afterlife, Goku learns a whole bunch of cool new tricks before using the Dragon Balls to be brought back to life a year later. I guess Dragon Balls are kinda like magic heart defibrillators. Anyways, Goku comes back better than ever, but now there's this jerk named Vegeta. He's running around and causing all sorts of issues. Goku and his pals eventually defeat this vegetable character, but they spare his life and only banish him from Earth. What a classic mistake. You just know that guy's gonna come back to haunt them. So Veggie Guy runs home, and now we're introduced to his boss, the galactic tyrant Frieza. As far as galactic tyrants go, this guy's right up there with Thanos. Frieza starts all kinds of beef, which leads to an epic showdown between him and our pal Goku. This is where he finally transforms into the famous Super Saiyan mode and defeats his opponent. So basically, Goku has this one game breaker mode that just trumps anyone or anything. Over time, we see a bunch of different characters go Super Saiyan in a bunch of different ways. That's the important takeaway from this whole summation. Goku and his gang go Super Saiyan, and in the process, their hair totally changes. After all, this video is about hair colors and hairstyles, not about how many episodes there are of a show that I've definitely seen before, if anyone asks. So the hair. Right, the hair. It apparently means a whole lot more than meets the eye. The colors and the styles have a direct correlation to the character's powers and emotions. As we all know, and have known for a long time, when Saiyans transform, their hair change colors. It's like when Mario gets the star and becomes Super Mario, and all of a sudden his overalls are a different color. It's sort of like that. The first three Saiyan... Is it Saiyan? It's gotta be Saiyan. It's Saiyan? Super Saiyan?
What?
Saiyan. The first three Saiyan forms are golden blonde, with an assortment of other colors like green, red, and blue coming after that. The subject of Dragon Ball hair is actually a major topic of debate online, because there's no definitive reason or explanation. People absolutely have their theories, though. And as an expert in all things Dragon Ball myself, I can wholeheartedly assure you that I definitely understand them all. Let's start with the black hair. From what I can gather, most Saiyan, with the exception of only a handful, start out with spiky black hairstyles. Their empire was built on destruction and malice, so the general consensus is that black hair represents the forceful nature of the modern Saiyan. It's a no-nonsense color, which ties in perfectly with their general demeanor. Then things start to get interesting from here, once these hair colors start to change up. As we briefly glossed over, when a Saiyan goes Super Saiyan, their hair turns blonde. The actual reason for this may come as a surprise. It turns out that the original author of the black and white manga was just under such a tight production schedule that he didn't have the time to properly color in the black hair. So he just left it blank in order to focus on more of the story or other aspects of the art. When the black and white comic book version was adapted for anime, Goku's white hair was turned into blonde on screen. That's literally it. That's the reason why. There isn't some big hidden meaning or metaphors being made. He just didn't want to waste his time coloring hair. Since Goku's fight with Frieza was the first instance of Super Saiyan, that was the first time that we saw the character's hair change colors. Since then, there have been a slew of increasingly ridiculous power modes throughout the years. In the movie Dragon Ball Battle of Gods, Goku reaches Super Saiyan God level, which turns his hair red. In another instance, during Dragon Ball Super, Goku reaches Ultra Instinct, where his hair turns a color that I can't even properly explain using human words. Glowy? Does that make sense? Legendary Super Saiyan mode is affiliated with green hair, which Broly is able to achieve. Broly is another guy who uses green energy to power his immense brute strength and appears to only get stronger the angrier he gets. Wait a second, a big, strong green guy who's fueled by rage? I think we've seen this one before, on the big screen. Shrek, yep, that's it. Then there's blue hair, which is apparently achieved when someone with Super Saiyan God powers goes Super Saiyan. So that's a sentence I understood. So it's not so much a new form as it is a new look attributed to an old form. Both Vegeta and Goku are able to use it in their fight against Golden Frieza, which is Frieza only he's gold, so, better. So we know that there's all these different hair colors, and we know that they're associated to different levels of power, but what do they really mean? Like, what's the point, While there's no legitimate answer to that question, one interesting theory I found suggests that the Saiyan hair colors are directly correlated to our chakras. Warning, because this video is about to take a very deep turn into our own realities. For example, the yellow chakra is in our solar plexus, and it represents self-esteem and willpower. It can also be affiliated with rage and anger, and be somewhat destructive. And this makes a lot of sense when compared to the nature of a regular Saiyan. They're naturally conquerors who enforce their powers over others. The yellow Super Saiyan hair could be linked to their destructive nature and imposing power. The green hair that comes with legendary Super Saiyan form is associated to the green heart chakra, which represents love and governs all of our relationships. It can also imply a state of distorted thinking or unhealed emotional trauma. The red hair associated with Super Saiyan God level is linked to the red root chakra, which represents safety, security, and stability. Meanwhile, blue hair can be traced to the blue throat chakra, which represents the ability to speak and communicate clearly. I mean, clearly this is just a fan theory, but it's interesting to see how much these Dragon Ball hair colors can be linked to our own existence. Also, I once went to an energy healer who told me that I needed to work on my root chakra, so I guess if I just dye my hair red, I'll be fine. All in all, it's a fascinating concept to use hair colors to represent different things. I can't think of another show that utilizes the character's attributes quite like that. No wonder it's one of the most popular shows to ever exist. I'm kinda starting to feel a little bit embarrassed that it's taken me so long to finally get around to watching Dragon Ball, and that it was ScreenRant who ended up forcing me to do so. If there happens to be anyone watching this video who's this deep in now and hasn't seen the show yet, I implore you to do so. All 5 of you that I'm speaking to, trust me, give it a try. I mean, why else would IGN rank it as a top 100 animated series of all time, and part of Wizard Magazine's top 50? In fact, you want a really crazy stat? In 1999, the term Dragon Ball Z was the 4th most searched term online according to Lycos. The following year, it was 2nd. In 2005, media historian Hal Erickson claimed that, quote, Dragon Ball may be the closest thing on American television to an animated soap opera. You're darn right it is. Dragon Ball and all of its derivatives are legendary for a number of reasons, and I, for one, am proud to call myself a fan. Now, fingers crossed I don't get any videos about Pokemon. Well, what do you guys think? Got any theories about the hair colors in Dragon Ball? Or got any recommendations for what I should watch after I finish 1,000 episodes of Dragon Ball that are currently in my queue? Let me know. Drop a comment in the section down below. We love hearing from you guys. Until next time, bye!